Hey guys, welcome back. It's TheCardists, and today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make a really nice suede playing card mat. Now obviously you can buy the Dan and Dave's. What a rip off, you don't want to do that. What's the point of spending $400 or £300 on a card mat when you can make one for less than probably a tenner? This is how much this has cost me to make, is less than £10. It's really nice. You can literally have it in any colour you like. For example, Card Freak, he wanted one in purple, so I made him one in purple. So, you know, you can have it in any colour you want, it doesn't matter. You obviously, luckily, because I run a printing company, we can print our logo on this, but obviously I just like it plain, it's just my style. So let me show you what you're going to need for more of the hardware stuff, and then I'll also show you some of the stuff that makes it look pretty after. Okay, so let me show you what you need. So I got these two pieces of MDF. They're not very thick at all. If you want the exact measurement of how thick they are, just so you can get to the same one as mine, they are about a centimetre thick, so not very big at all. And then the exact size of this is 46.5 centimetres in length and 31 in height. So yeah, not the biggest, but not the smallest at the same time. So yeah, quite a nice, decent size to have. So you get two of these boards. As you can see, you can just get them off cut. I got them from the local hardware store near us. They just cut them, it was £1. I'll leave the whole total of how much this has cost me at the end of the video, so then you guys can obviously replicate that. So you'll also need some screw covers, and at the end you'll see like a price list of how much I've paid for everything, so then you can, and all the links in the description below, where to buy some of this stuff. Apart from the wood and the hand tools, obviously that would cost a lot more, but hopefully you have those laying around, or you have them in like maybe a little workshop, I don't know, or someone you know that has them. Need some screw covers. You also need something to circle. You need a file, a pencil, some 8x1.5 screws. Doesn't matter what colour, some rubber feet, a hacksaw, and then you also need a staple gun, and you will also need a screwdriver as well. So you will need a screwdriver, and then you also will need a staple gun with obviously staples. So the staples that I'm using, just so you know, I got them from the Heart. It was £3.50 for this box, but obviously it only costs like 50 or maybe 20p out of the amount I've used here, and these are 6mm ones that I'll be using, and they should just do the job, which will be really good. And I just use an electrical staple gun, so yeah, that's fine. So yeah, let's get on into this. Let me quickly show you what makes it look pretty, and then we'll get on to more of how this actually turns into a card mat. So what do you need to make it look pretty? So you're going to need some nice leather. This was just some, I brought ½ a metre on eBay. You can buy longer as long as you want if you're going to start making loads of these. You don't have to buy that like that long, so you need some of that. You also need any colour suede, same ½ a metre, but get some good quality stuff. You don't want the stuff that basically you can see through. So the best way to test it is if you get and you pull it apart, it doesn't move, which is good. So I've got some green suede there, and then from the local hobbycraft store near us, I bought this kind of foamy stuff. I don't know what it's called, but it's literally like £2 for like £1 a metre. It's not for anything. So if you go to your local like, DIY store, or sorry, hobby store, you'll find something like this. It feels like kind of a cushion. If you had to imagine a cloud, that's what it feels like. So you'll need this as well. And if someone knows the correct terminology of what this is called, let me know, and I'll obviously replace that in the description below, but not too sure what this is called. So yes, so that's what you're going to need. Let's get on into this, and let me show you how to get the actual board to look like a card mat. Okay, so let's get started into this. So what we're going to need is the circle thing. I've used literally the end of it in a tube. You're going to line it up to the corner, and then you're going to get your pencil and just draw around it, so basically make the corner of the board like so, and then do that on all corners. And make sure you keep the boards together, because then you can do the same underneath, so then you get the same, and then obviously you're going to cut them together as well, just to be extra secure. So actually you can just do one board, it makes no difference. So just do one board. Obviously I haven't got a cornering tool, so this is literally, I'm cutting it with a saw, so don't, obviously, I know there's going to be a lot of people that know DIY, this is literally, I'm a beginner, and this is the easiest way, and I found it quite easy to make. So yes, you're going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two boards that have the, I'm going to have two points just there. So what I'd say is then you get them in the vise. Get them in the vise. I'll make sure you can still see that. You can. Just make sure you can focus on that. Cool, so you get them in the vise. You're going to see that there's a detailing there. So what we want to do, if I get you turned around, is we want to cut that part there. So yes, you're going to get your hacksaw and then you're going to start, obviously yes, ignore the way I cut. It's just the best way to do it in a circle. Alright, so that's been cut off, but you can see there's still some left over. So what I'll do is I'd say put that down, and then you can get the file, and then you can file it down till you get to that point that the pencil line was on. And then you'll have your circle or the curve. You don't actually need to, it doesn't have to be 100%, but yeah, do it as best you can. And then when you've done it, will look like this. Alright, so yes, I'm on my kitchen side. Basically in there it's really dirty to basically now do these materials. So I've cut, same as you hopefully have, the corners. So grab one of them, but make sure when you put them back together they're the exact ones. So just keep one to the side and don't actually move its positioning. So I'm going to be plugging in now the staple gun. Now make sure you're careful because it is still dangerous. It's not like a toy. You get the material, it's quite thin unless you get it quite thick, but you can adjust it to yourself. It just depends on the bounce really and how much you want it to basically move, and how basically you want the cards to be. So so what you want to do is make sure you've got enough to wrap it over on all sides. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure you buy the right staples for your staple gun. I brought the wrong ones, so that is my fault, not yours. So yes, what we'll do is you just crack this open and then we'll chuck these in, and it's very easy. So I will be speeding this up just so you can basically make sure that you see the, obviously, because to see it doesn't take very long. Okay, so as I said, what you do is you grab the material, fold it over, and then staple it down. And you can see it will staple it down. Just stretch it as best you can. Mind your fingers. Then what you want to do is cut the excess off. So cut the excess. You just need enough to fold over, and that is it. You don't need all this excess, it's a waste. So, and also it means you won't be able to put your board, screw it down, because there'll be too much material, so the screws won't be able to get the board together. So it's not basically just won't be flat. So yeah, cut this material off. So, and then staple it back down. So when you're done, you'll be left with this. It's really nice and bouncy, so that'll be really good actually, I like that. So yeah, so that's what you'll be left with, and then you're going to get the suede. Make sure you use the right side. There is different sides to suede, but just make sure it's cut out to the right size. So just cut it down to the size that you need it. Once you've cut the fabric to size, we're now going to staple it on. So obviously what you'll do is you'll lay it so the fabric, where the suede is facing down, so the side basically, the main side. This is the back of it. You'll be able to tell anyway. It doesn't matter if it's not 100% square of a cut, because literally it doesn't matter at all actually. So I wouldn't be worried. Then you get the board, flip it over. You see there's enough room to wrap it around, which that's all we care about really on this one. And what you'll do is you'll pull it over, stretch it as best you can, staple it, and same again. Make sure you trim the excess down. Then what you do is with the corners is you fold it over, just like so. Hold it in place, so just pull it so it's tight. Make sure there's no creases, so it should basically look like a round circle, which is just quite easy. Obviously you need to make sure this is tight. It's a bit bubbly here, so the best way to fix that, because see here, you can just push it in. You want to make sure it's tight. So basically, best way to make sure it's tight, just to get your staple, pull the material back, just like so. Okay, that's cool. Pull the material over. So then that is the suede done. You can see really nice, quite tough. So yeah, really cool, I like that. Then you're going to get the next board, which is going to be for the base, which is going to be the leather. You should have enough of this left. It will be quite tight, but it's best just to reuse. Don't just chuck stuff away. Use the bits that, you know, if something isn't broken, you don't need to fix it. Like, just try and get as much out of this as you possibly can. I'll speed this up to show you what it will look like when it's done. So basically the same as what we did before. Okay, so now you're going to have the leather. Make sure the leather side is face down. Get the piece that you've just done. And do the same thing, staple it to the bottom. Get some really good quality leather, not the cheap stuff. This get some good quality leather. Obviously you can go for the cheaper stuff, but then the cheaper stuff can get damaged and dented. The stronger the stuff, you know, the nicer it obviously will look. So you can see they're really solid stuff. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put the boards together. This is where you're going to need your screws, and by the way, I've actually using the 8x1. Depends on the thickness of the board, so you can pretty much work that one out. So it will basically fit just on top there, which is really nice. Make sure all the corners line up, which they do. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, let's have a look. So obviously you can see there's a massive gap, so that's what the screws will help with, is removing that gap. So lay it on the bottom there, make sure it's all lined up. Get your screw covers and do one in the corners. And the good thing with these screw covers is you can just close it up, so it makes it look a lot nicer, so you haven't got to have see metal screws. So it's just one way to hide it up and kind of just, yeah, basically just, it's a good way to hide the fact that you've actually obviously used screws. at this time, I normally do a screw here and here. I've used these for some reason, so I'm gonna basically, I've noticed I've made an error, so what I would say is you can just pop these out, which is always quite good with these screws. So pop these out somehow, so you might have to get the scissors actually, just to pop it open, just like so. All that's happened is I just need to use the feet. So get your feet, basically the feet go on the corners, not those. So get your feet, same hole, and then just drill it back in. You can use black screws ideally, that would be better, but that's just, I just had silver laying around. And then the last one. Just like so. So then you have the feet. Obviously we still have to join this part together, but as you can see, yeah, really, really good. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that, which is nice. So now we're going to do the main bit. Obviously it is wobbling because this bit is high. We need to push this down. So what we'll be doing is we'll be getting our screw clips again, and then we'll be putting them in there, and I will speed this up for you so then you haven't got to sit there and just be really bored by me just screwing stuff in. Okay, so what I did is I skipped some time. I've drilled in all the holes at the bottom, as you can see. You've got all the feet, and then you've got the parts where you've got the screws underneath. And other than that, it is done. It looks really, really good. You can see, really, really nice. And yeah, I was really pleased with it actually. So yeah, it's just a simple card mat, quite nice. Obviously really well with a deck of cards. So that's how you make it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please comment down below what you'd like to see next time. But yeah, that's how you make your own card mat, and you can do any variation you like. Very easy and very simple. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.